Hey, so in this video we're going to talk about some of the operators that you can use with pointers. So you can do assignment, you can test for equality, and then you can also do some pointer arithmetic. So we're going to discuss that a bit later in the video. We're going to start off here with assignment and comparison. So of course we can use the assignment operator with pointers, which will copy the address. We've talked about this before, so just a summary here. You can assign pointer 1 to pointer 2, for example. You don't use the dereferencing and you don't use the address of, because those store addresses, so you just assign it like you would a regular variable. Then you can also test for equality or inequality. So let's say an if statement, if pointer 1 is equal to pointer 2, then print out equal, or if pointer 1 is not equal to pointer 2, then print something else out. So the test for equality and the test for inequality. So this is actually going to compare the address of each one of these pointers to see if they match, to see if they are the same or not. So it's not going to compare the values stored at the address where those pointers point. Again, it's simply going to compare the addresses. To compare the actual values stored at those addresses, you have to do dereferencing as I showed you previously. It'll then go and fetch those values that are pointed at by those pointers, compare those, and then continue or not depending on the operator that you use. Okay, so in this quick demo, I have two integers, x and y. X is initialized to 5, y is initialized to 15. And then I have two pointers, ptr1 and ptr2. I'll just refer to those as pointer 1 and pointer 2. Pointer 1 is initialized to point 2, the variable x, and then pointer 2 is initialized to null. So next we can use the assignment operator. Since these are variables, these pointers are essentially variables. Again, they store addresses, right? So we can assign one pointer to another using the assignment operator. This equals character. I assign pointer 2 to pointer 1. So both of those pointers are now pointing at x. Remember here I have pointer 1 assigned to the address of x, so it's pointing at x. So pointer 2 is now assigned to pointer 1, so both of those will point to x. Here I'm printing out the value that this points to, which will print out 5, right? Then here we can also do comparison, so we can test whether these are equal. So if those two pointers are the same, in other words, if both of those point to the same address, then print out true, otherwise print out false. I'll just pull and run that. It prints out 5 as expected, and we get true. You can also do not equal to, so not equal to will get false. We'll get false in that case. I'll just change this back, and maybe I'll assign pointer 2 to the address of y instead. This will now print out 15, since it points to that. Right, we are dereferencing it here, and then we should get false here. So we get 15 and false, as expected. Just some of the basics. We can do assignment. You can assign one pointer to another, just like you can assign one variable to another variable. And you can also test for equality, so you can do comparison. Let's say we want to compare the values instead of the address, because currently this is going to compare the address stored in each one of these pointers. If they are the same, then it's going to print out true. Now if you want to actually compare the values, then of course we need to use dereferencing, right? So I'll set that to point to whatever pointer 1 points at. And then I'll do something like this. I'll dereference pointer 1 here and pointer 2, so I'll print those out, the values stored at those addresses where these point, and then I'll compare those values. If true, then I'll print out true, otherwise false. Pull and run, and you can see we get 5 and 5, and as we expect we get true.